What's going on, my lovelies? It's Kyle here. So I want to continue this little series where I share a teaching with you. And today, this is the way with Master Shi Heng. He talks about the principle and the law of life. The more you shine, the more shadows you cast. And after this little clip, I'm going to dissect it and apply it to why it can benefit you in your life. So without further ado, let's watch the clip and we'll go from there.
I have learned along this way that the more you shine, the more shadows you cast. It just goes hand in hand. That's the price for all of this. The more you go out, the more you are exposed in a way, the more silent, the more alone you are in other times. That's just the way how it is. And yeah, for the moment, this is the way how I would like to express all of this. Because I think on the long term, it is the way how we can also give something back.
So, I know it's a quick little clip, but I think it's a great, wonderful teaching and a reminder, a little principle and law of life, of polarity. So, the more you shine, the more shadows you're going to cast. And another example they brought up, the more time you spend out with other people, with other people's attention on you, and then when you're alone, you're going to feel that much more alone. And the same thing applies to the more you shine and the more you begin to shine, the more shadows you're going to cast outside of yourself. And what I think is most importantly, you're going to cast a lot of shadows within yourself, that inner resistance as well. So he is applying this and is speaking about this because he has a mission, he has a temple, and his mission is to empower the youth, empower the common person, so they then have more freedom and power and the ability to shape their life that benefits them and those around them. So they can stand up for themselves, so they can stand up to larger groups such as corporations, such as government, whatever it may be. And so he is saying, because he is shining with this mission, because it is gaining a lot of popularity and it is helping a lot of people, therefore he's going to cast a lot of shadows, and he's going to, and there's undoubtedly people out there that don't believe in his mission, that don't want him to succeed, that don't want him to shine. And the same thing is going to happen to you. So we can all think of the situation where you begin to change and replace an unhealthy pattern with a healthier pattern. For example, say you drink alcohol. Say you drink a lot of alcohol. You might be an alcoholic, or you can imagine another person who does this, and they realize that this is not beneficial to them. This is not good for them, and they want to change. They want to improve their life. They want to improve their situation for the better. They want to shine more. And when they make this decision to stop drinking alcohol or to dial it back, whatever it may be, so they become healthier, so they shine more, they're going to cast shadows. Especially with those drinking buddies, especially with perhaps other alcoholics. Because they might realize that that is not a good pattern, that is not what's best for them. And they might in some ways be jealous or envious or just don't want you to change your patterns into healthier ones because they want you to be with them. So they might suck you back in. They might try to put you down. They might make fun of you. Those are the shadows you are casting when you are shining brighter and brighter by becoming healthier, by quitting or minimizing an unhealthy pattern. And we can apply that to just about every avenue of your life when you are shining more, when you're bringing more health to whatever aspect of life it is. But most importantly, in this teaching, it's very important to apply this not only to the external shadows you cast, but most importantly, when you shine more, when you try to shine more, and you're on the path of shining more and more, becoming healthier, bettering yourself, you're going to cast the shadows within yourself. And we can zoom out and for a moment see the shadow and perhaps equate it with resistance. So the same thing is there's external resistance. There's going to be people that are going to naysay. There's going to be people that are going to try to suck you down, drag you down. There's going to be people that are going to make fun of you for changing yourself by shining more, by becoming a healthier person. Or perhaps it's corporations, perhaps it's a community, whatever it may be. The same concept applies to within yourself. So you might, I feel like this is a very applicable example. New Year's Eve comes around, New Year's resolution. What happens? People go to the gym. People start eating healthier. They cut out sugar. But a few months down the line, there's not as many people in the gym. There's not as many people eating as healthy. They fall off the bandwagon. Now, why is that? Well, I believe that they've succumbed and fallen prey to their shadow and the inner shadows that they have illuminated by trying to shine brighter. In that moment in time, they might have been going to the gym. They might have been losing weight. They might have been becoming healthier. But as you shine brighter, you're going to cast a lot of shadows within yourself. You're going to cast that shadow of the inner critic. You're going to cast that shadow of cravings. You're going to cast that shadow of, why can't? Just go back into it. I think most importantly, we need to think about the inner critic here. A lot of people, when they begin this journey of shining more, becoming healthier, bettering themselves and their lives, there's going to be that voice inside your head that says, why are you doing this? You can't do this. Why are you wasting your time and energy? What are you doing? You don't deserve this. How many times did you try to change this pattern in the past and you didn't do it? You fell right back into it. So don't waste your time. You can't do this. I think we all know that inner critic, that voice inside our heads that tells us to do things that are not what's best for us, that discourages us, that tells us to just give up. And I'm telling you right now, when you begin to shine more in whatever aspect of your life, could be in regards to your career, could be in regards to your relationships, you might be trying to improve your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, whatever it may be. You're going to cast shadows. You're going to come face to face with resistance. And in many cases, there might not be outer resistance. Other people around you might be supportive. But within you, there are always going to be those shadows that are cast as you shine more and more and more. And that's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a part of the process. And there's no way around it. The only way is to face your shadows head on and to keep going through. And you might find yourself in this pattern, falling into this pattern where you're going up, and then you dip a little. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then you might go back up and then you dip a little and you go up and you dip a little. But as long as you are in the long term determined to stick to bettering yourself, to shining in this aspect of your life, you're going to keep improving. You're going to keep shining and you're going to overcome these shadows. As long as you face them and recognize that it's inevitable. As Master Shi Heng said, it is inevitable. The more you shine, the more shadows you cast. And instead of being so zoomed in that we give up right then and there, that we think that there's no way beyond this, that I can't push through this, that I can't overcome this inner shadow or outer shadows that you cast as you shine more, you need to realize that you can and you will. And even if you dip, that's okay. Once you are ready, once it flows through your system and you're ready to give the effort again, On the incline, keep going, keep shining brighter. And then when you hit another point where you illuminate more shadow, you cast more shadows, understand it's part of the process. Understand that you're going to have to go through. You're going to have to keep going. You can't let that resistance and those shadows hold you back ultimately. I mean, you can if you want. That's your life. That's your choice. But if you really want to make this change, you can. And you will. So instead of getting so caught up in the short term, in those thoughts, try your best, if you can, to realize that the shadows you cast are a part of the process and shining more and more and more. And if you're trying to shine in an aspect of your life, maybe try to think about what shadows are going to come up and how will you handle them. And when it occurs and perhaps you give in, remind yourself that this is going to be momentary and I'm going to get back on track. But ultimately, I just wanted to share this teaching. I wanted to share this little snippet of wisdom and this principle and law of life for you all. And I wish you well. I'll leave it there. Hope y'all are having a lovely day wherever you're at in the world. And until next time.